everyone, welcome back. I'm so happy you're here. And of course, like I always ask you, I hope you have an amazing day so far. And everyone who is new here, welcome to you too. I'm so happy you found me. And of course, maybe you saw me already more. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button. What we're going to use for this DIY, again, we are going to use the bigger tumbling tile blocks. Do you want to see the measurement, or do you want to know the measurement of the bigger blocks and the smaller blocks? Go down below in the description box. There you find the link of the link. At least there you find the measurement of my tumbling tile blocks, the bigger and the smaller ones, which one I use. I have here my container with everything inside for the DIYing, but the most important is of course the wood glue. I have here some paint, but you can use some paint at your choice. And of course I have here my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel to wipe away the glue. These are the main pieces we need for this DIY, and we are going to make kind of a furniture planter. So we will see what this will turn out. So you see already the first step is on the table, and we have 6 rows of 3. So 6 rows of 3, and we do some glue on the top side. At least when my glue is coming out, and it's not really like to run, so I'm going to make it open. So we're going to start again. We do now, of course, on the top side, we do some glue over here, and we place this one against each other and make one simple row out of it. And again, the top side. And of course, like I told you, I'm going to use the bigger blocks. I already used a lot of the smaller blocks, but I found so many packages of the bigger blocks. That's why I do a couple of the DIYs with the bigger blocks. But don't worry, for everyone who only has smaller blocks, the smaller blocks DIYs are coming. So again, we're going to do some on the tops and fill it in with this one. And the last of the 6 of 3 is this one, and we just easy going to squeeze it together, and this way over here and over here, and make sure that you have a nice straight line. And we're going to get our wet towel, and we simply wipe away the glue. And you see already this one is much smaller than the other one. I don't know if you can see it on the side. And this one is, of course, has a mark on it, because when I turn it over, you see it that it has a mark. The bigger blocks of mine, in each package has one bigger block with a mark on top. I don't know if you have that same, but we do over here. I don't have it with the smaller blocks, I only have it with the bigger blocks. So you gently wipe it away, clean up the underside of your mat, and just go over here, place it here. You do here the same. And if you have cleaned up all of them, then you make sure that you're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. And this one, we turn it over to the other side, and we're going to let it dry in for at least 10 until 15 minutes. So in the meantime, while our 6 rows of 3 are drying, we have 3 rows of 4. So again, 3 rows of 4, and just simply roll them together until one piece, and this one, and over here, and this one, and the last, and this one. And now we're going to squeeze them together this way, press it down. And if one block is really offline, because a lot of my bigger blocks are really crooked, so I can't say it another way, because it really are bad quality blocks, but of course we're going to work with it. One is bigger, one is lower, one is more cut in with pieces, so it is really not a great box of blocks. So I hope you have better luck with yours, but we're going to work with it. It's also a challenge to work with something you is not perfect, because not of the DIYs are perfect, at least not mine. Mine is always a stress, always a task, and you see it already while we're making it. You see also the mistakes I make, and I make a lot of mistakes. So we're going to give this a half minute. So now we're going to turn all 3 of them, and we're going to do some glue on the top side over here. Make sure that you have on each block enough glue, and you do it over here, and you place it down, and you fill it in, and gently squeeze it to make sure that you have one nice piece, and this way. And we're going to clean it, and gently you're just going to turn it over to the other side, clean up your mat, and do the back side. And you see already on this side, you can see this block is so much smaller, thinner than the other ones, but we're going to I like a little bit of the rustic look. So we're going to give this also a little moment to dry. So now we are going to do 2 rows of 3, and again we do some glue on the top side, over here and over here, and we row them together. Here the same, and over here. And we're going to squeeze it. This will be the back side of course, but you know only if it will be furniture, but it will be a chair. So a planter chair. So you can use it for outside, you can use it for inside, you can use it as a gift, you can use it for anything, and you can use it for all season. That's even better, that you can change it up with the greenery and the pieces in between. You can use it for all seasons. We're going to give this at least 10 minutes. So what we're going to do, we place this on the side. We do some glue on the smallest line of the block over here. And we place this one exactly in the middle of this one. So also go check on this side. Make sure that you have it in the middle and then press it down gently. Very carefully. And then make sure that you have a straight line. And then you're going to let this dry in for at least also a half hour. So you see already now we have all the parts of the back side of the chair. And what we're going to do, we are going to place this one aside over here. And we're going to place this one on this side. And this is of course the underside. This will be also part of the planter. So we are going to place this over here, turn this one around and over here. And now we're going to look where we want it. You can do it, of course, this one totally at the end over here, and then make little spaces in between and look for what you like. But you also can give it a little bit to the inside. So you can do anything you like. I go for this way and just make same equal spaces and glue it together. So it's very easy. Just do some glue on this side. And you just place it down and place it at the ending. You do here the same, because we work our way in, because we don't want that we don't have the same spaces in between. That's not a really nice side to see. So we're going to do for this one. Place it down and we just gently squeeze it. Here the same. And because we are making it with the bigger blocks, you have a bigger chair. That's why I did go for the bigger blocks. But if you do the smaller blocks, of course, they will be much more smaller. And you can even use it inside little furniture for a little dollhouse. Because then you really have a little small chair. And again, make sure, look if you like the shape that it has. Of course, you can change it up a little, move it around a little. And so we're going to let it dry in for a little moment. So I was looking at my piece, and of course the top of the ending, and of course we have this one for be on the top, but I think it's a little too small. So I'm going to take one of 3 again, and I'm going to do some glue on this side and on this side, and I'm just going to glue it together until one piece. This way. I'm going to make sure that I clean it up and press it together. And you see already it doesn't want to glue. That's always the case. You see, he's also, that's what I mean. Don't worry, if you make mistakes, I make lots and lots more probably. So we're going to give it a half minute drying. So now we placed our 1 of 3 on this side, and of course we're going to place it on the side. We place it in front of here. And what we're going to do, because we place it over here, we can easily see where we need to glue for gluing it together. And over here, and over here, and over here. And now we're going to carefully place it down because it's still not dry, and we can easily fill it in gently. And over here. And again, press it together until one piece. And now we're going to let it rest for at least an hour and a half. So now we have the back side almost finished. Now we're going to do the little crate, which will be the planter, or maybe you can also use it for organization. You can use it for anything. You can think of it, you can do it, and you just also can use it as a chair. So we have, of course, 9 pieces of 4. So again, 9 pieces of 4, and you just very easy do on the smallest line of the block, you do some glue. So just make a long lines because you want the blocks to be glued very nicely, and that not that it is falling apart later. I see already this block is, I think, a little smaller, so I have to look for if it will work or not. So again, over here, and this one, and let me know if you like this kind of furniture. Maybe you don't even like it. Just let me know also, because it's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people like it, some people don't. So you don't have to like it. But I always love little furniture pieces, of course, to decorate with, because I like to make displays. But this one will be a little bit bigger. But I like also making pieces of greenery. So we're going to do, press them together this way, the same like we did with the other one. Just press it together, press it together. And always at the ending, make sure that you press it real hard if everything is fitting on the plate. And that's what I mean, just press it on the side, press it on the side, over here, this one, and this one. And now we're going to easy clean it up. You're just going to go over it to the front, make sure that you keep it up, because this is a small piece, you can easily get it off the table. And again, clean it up. Do this one, do the underside, and turn it over. But always make sure that you go back and you have, of course, a clean mat to work with. So again, turn it over, and a straight line, because you always want to have a straight line. And again, get it off the table and do the back side. And don't worry, this is the last time I'm going to show it to you, because now I think you already know how to clean up your pieces. So again, over here, and this one, and this side. Get it off. And we are almost there. Only 2. And now the last, and then we're going to give it a ½ minute drying. Over here, and do the back side. And now we're going to go back and make sure that we have a straight line and give it a ½ minute. So now we have our 9 parts of 4. What we're going to do, we're just going to easy turn them. We're going to turn them this way, and you see they are still not dry, and this is one where it's again so much lower than the other one, so it is difficult to dry for itself. And of course this one is sticky, but you see I just glue it together again, and it's so easy to do. So I hope that I can make it this way. I think I need to do them this way, because or else I'm going to go out of my mat. So I'm going to glue them the same way I glued them earlier. So that's better, because or else I think I'm going to go out of my mat. So I'm going to do this one and this one. And now we're going to roll them together until one piece, and gently fill in the open gaps this way. Make sure that you also look at the sides, and again fill in the open gaps. Now we do here the same, some glue on the tops, some glue on this one. You do it with this one, and the last over here, and we place it down, and this one will be here. And now we have our 3 parts, and gently squeeze it back together. Make sure that you have a nice fitting piece, and of course you have to work with it a little, but take your time for it. That's always the most important. And then I'm going to clean it up and do the back side. But for the back side, wait a couple of minutes, because if you're going to take this off right now, you probably break everything. So just wait a couple of minutes, and then gently make sure first that your piece is loose and then you're going to turn it. So in the meantime, we are going to take our back side. This is the back side we need, but we still need, of course, to do the top on here. So, and of course, you don't see anything. I see already I'm over here, and you don't have a clue what I'm doing above. You don't have to. So I'm going to take it a little bit over, but I can show you now real well how crooked my blocks are. You see? They are so, this one is going higher and this one is even going higher. So I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to sand off a little piece, or else I'm never going to get this fitting on top of here. You see already, this is never going to fit. So I need to sand off a little piece of over here, and then we can place this one on top. So I made a little bit more like a straight line. So I'm going to do some glue on the top over here and make sure that I have enough. And then I'm going to place this one with this piece on top over here. And gently we're going, and of course I know you don't see it very well, but I'll show it to you in a moment a little bit better. So we're going to let this dry in for at least an hour. So now we have the back side of the chair, we have the a little planter, but of course we also need a bottom where the rest can stand on. So we have 3 rows of 10. So 3 rows of 10. And again, you just lay them flat on the table and you do the smallest line. You make a nice row out of it, because this will be a kind of a bigger plank over here, and this one. And of course, like I told you, I won't show you the cleaning up anymore. You can do it now yourself. And of course, a lot of you already probably know I do it always step by step for everyone who is a beginner in DIY. But of course, don't be insulted if I tell you what to do, because I just want for everyone who is new here and is not really familiar with DIYing. That's why I do the step by step so everyone can make it. But there are a lot of you who can make it much better than I can. So I hope, don't be offended if I tell you what to do, because you can do it totally your own way. This is for everyone who likes to see the step by step and is maybe not really so familiar with DIYing things on their own. So again, we're going to squeeze it. Squeeze this one from the inside to the outside until one piece, and at the ending always give it some pressure over here and this way and this way, and then go back and make sure that you have a nice straight line. So, and you see I'm cleaned up my top side, but I also wanted to show you a little tip before everyone who is a beginner again. If you have a longer row of blocks and you want to turn them over, just do it fast. Of course they still can break, but place it fast to the side, then clean up your mat and do the back side. So over here, do it fast, place it straight up, and again this way, and even when they break, just place them back together again. So you see already this one is also keep standing. Just place them back and do them, and again place it straight up, clean up your mat, and again do the back side. And this one is also coming off again, place it back. And you couldn't get a better example for everyone where is also going things wrong. So, and how easy it is just to glue them back to back together again. So now we're going to place them on the side, 2 pieces, gently, because they are still not dry. You can wait a little bit longer, but we only wait a half minute because we still want to fill in the open gaps. And over here, and over here, and you see already, this one is already not want to glue. So we place this over here and place this together, and gently we're going to fill in the open gaps. And it's just a matter of taking your time and press them all together. Also go back to the sides, make sure that everything is fitting nicely. And I always say you have to wait, just take your time. That's the best you can do. Again, squeeze it. And if you're happy with the shape it is in, then let it dry in for at least 15 minutes and then gently turn it around. But first, before you're going to turn it around, just don't take it just this way. Just on this side, just squeeze, press it to this side to make sure that he is loose from your mat before you're going to turn it. So now we're going to take our bottom and we're going to take our 3 pieces we made. This one, you have 3 of them. So what we're going to do, we're going to glue one of them already over here on the ending. So again, you do some glue on the underside, over here, this way, and on the inside, over here and over here. And we place this one at the ending, so this way, and press it down. We get one of the sides, and of course we only do the underside. Some glue over here, and we place this one at the ending against this one, but on the underside. So again, make sure that you have it connecting to each other, but lightly. And we do here the same. You do the underside over here, and you place it on this side. Press it down over here, and of course you can easily turn it a little bit so you can easily see it a little bit better how you are going to glue it on this side. Press it down and press it over here. Make sure that you have it connecting nicely over here. And now we're going to turn this one also to this side so we can see it over here also a little bit better. Make sure that everything is fitting nicely. And again, connecting with this one. And this way. And when you're happy with the shape, then you're going to let it dry in for at least 1.5 hours. So now I have my box, and of course we need to do the back side. You see it over here. I have some space over. So I have now my back side of my frame. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the underside. I'm going to do some glue, but I can also do it, of course, over here on the floor. It's also fine. So we don't have to do it on the underside. And now we do some glue on this side, a little piece, and on this one, also over here. And now we can easily just place it over here and fill it in the box. So we get a nice box over here. Feel with your fingers that you have them in a straight line under here, this way. And then press it lightly together, not too hard, just lightly. And now we're going to let this dry in for at least also again 1.5 hours. If you want to be sure that this is not falling down, then place maybe a paint can or maybe some bottle of paint against here, so you before it dries that it doesn't fall over. So this is what we're going to do for 1.5 hours, and we are going to do the feet. So now we're going to make the legs, and of course you can do them different ways. Of course you can double it up and make it just a simple leg, and you can do it a little spine in between. But I'm going to go for a little bit different and make it a little bit more robust. I hope you call it this way. At least a little bit more volume leg, because because the top is also very big. I like the underside also. So what I'm going to do, I have 16 pieces of 2, 16 rows of 2, and I'm going to glue them. And off the top, I don't know what my glue has today, but you see already he is not going to glue. So, and we go for the second time. And we hope that he does it. Do right now, and we simply row them together. So do on the smallest line of the block, you do some glue over here and over here. So 16 pieces of 2, and you just simply roll them together, squeeze them and clean them up and let them dry in for only a half minute, because you don't want to do it longer because we're going to connect them with each other. But I like that the legs are a little bit bigger, so it gives a more like a better look, I think, than the legs are very small. So, and the last 2. And now I'm going to squeeze them and clean them up and give them a half minute. So now we have our 16 pieces. What we're going to do, we are going to glue some glue on the top side over here. And we just place them together this way. You do some glue on the top side and you place them together. We do some glue on the top side and you place them together. Here the same. On the top side, you place it together. You do here also the same and place it over here. So you make sets of 2 and again, place it over here and this one and over here and the last. And then you have, if everything's correctly, 8 pieces. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it together. And here the same. And again. And this one. You see where this block is much smaller than the rest. I think I'm going to get out this one because this one is really not looking great inside of here. So that would really not look nice for as a leg. So this one I'm going to replace. So again, I'm doing some glue and I'm going to place it inside because that would really make not a nice side to see. So again, we're going to squeeze it over here, the same. And we're going to clean it up. And we're going to do the back side also and let them dry in for also, I think, 10-15 minutes. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to have one piece, leave them flat on the table. And we do on the ending, we do some glue, a line over here. We're going to get one piece and we place this on top of here. Just gently press it down. Make sure that you have it totally at the ending, that you don't have a line left over. So you do over here, some glue, over here, this way. And you just place this one on top of here. At the ending, feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line. That's what we want. And now we do it over here. Do some glue at the ending. And of course here the same. So we can do them a little bit faster. Oh, you see already, place it over here. And again, press it down. You do here the same. And press it down. Feel with your fingers. And then we're going to let this dry in for at least I think an hour at least, because we want the chair has to lean on top of here. So we're going to wait a little longer. So you see me a little bit further away of my table. I turned my chair, the top of the chair I turn around and the back side is hanging down my table over here. He's over here. And so I can easily glue my piece on top of here. So I'm going to get my glue and I'm going to do my corner around here and I'm just going to place it at the ending. Of course, you can place it a little to the inside if you like that better. Totally fine. Do whatever you think it's right. So I'm going to get for mine over here. So I have to feel with my fingers that I have it on the inside. This way. Now I'm going to get the other one. And of course, I'm going to turn this one over to this side. So I'm going to do some glue over here. This way. And over here. And I'm going to glue this one at the ending over here. Give it some pressure. Not too much. And now we're going to do, of course, the back side. We do some glue over here. This way. And we glue it at the ending over here. And press it down a little. And the last, of course, I have to look that I have glued them all on the same direction, because that's what you want. You don't want that you mess it up. Of mess it up, not mix it up, mess it up over here. Oh, my English. This way. And I'm going to glue this one at the ending over here. Feel with your fingers. If you're happy with the shape, then press it down. And we're going to let this dry in for at least 1.5 hours before we're going to spray paint it, because the next step will be paint. So you see already a little part of my planter chair, how you call it. I'm going to go now outside and I'm going to spray paint mine, I think in white or maybe in black. Maybe I even do it in black, because I have a lot of pieces in black. So, but of course, change it up any way you like. You can do any color you like. You can do it for any season. But I chose for a neutral tone color, and then I can change it up for the season I like. So with some little signs glue, make on the top of my back side of the chair. But you will see that in a moment. But I'm going to go outside and paint mine in the black color probably. So you see already, mine is in the black color and I am loving it, especially when the wood is still coming through a little bit. I have here some little signs and I'm going to, you see here, Home Sweet Home. I know you see it backwards, but I ordered this kind of wooden pieces always online on Temu. Of course, a lot of you are a little bit scared to buy on Temu, but I do it always with PayPal, so they can't trace anything from you. So, and that works really well. So, but you don't have to do it. You can make your own with a piece of cardboard. You can make a round, and I have some little. This is us, our home. So I am still debating what I'm going to do for the middle piece. But you see in a moment how I decorated my black chair. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks plant chair, and I'm so happy how this one turned out. And of course I did some greenery inside, but I also used it kind of like a little of a tray, so you can change it up any way you like. Everyone who is here new, of course, I hope you enjoy this too, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel. Everyone have an amazing day, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.